Good evening, dear students. Yes. So we are discussing the topic carbon and its compounds, right? So we have seen these all things in our previous classes. So we were discussing in the previous class, we have started with the question and answers. Okay, so the important question and answers which are asked from this particular chapter. So the question and answers we have started in the previous class. So that would be we will be continuing in the today's session. Okay. So these are the questions which we have covered in our previous class. Okay. So these are the questions which we have covered in our previous class. So just I'll just scroll, just go through these questions. Okay. So first 10 questions we have completed in our previous session. Okay. So we'll be starting with the continuation part of these questions. Okay, so 11th question onwards, we have to start. Okay, so if you have any doubts in between, if you want to answer, please use the chat box so that you can answer it there. Okay, so I'll be starting now. Fine. So the question is a student diluted ethanol with alkaline potassium permanganate. Okay, what is alkaline? Alkaline means alkaline medium. Okay, basic medium. So when you add water to the base, you get a alkaline medium. Fine. So what a student did, student took ethanol. What is ethanol? Ethanol is a type alcohol. Okay, ethanol. Ethanol is alcohol, that is C2H5OH. Okay. So what a student did, he added, diluted means what? He added water, okay, to the concentrated ethanol. Okay. So a student diluted ethanol with, okay, he diluted the ethanol with alkaline potassium permanganate. So potassium permanganate is KMNO4. Okay. What a chemical compound? So the question is, when you dilute the ethanol with alkaline KMNO4, what is the chemical compound that be formed? Okay, what is the chemical compound that is formed? Or the other way of asking this question is, the process of converting ethanol to ethanoic acid is called oxidation reaction. Okay, why? So this particular question is asked for 2 marks. So either a straight question or a twisted question. Okay, so the answer is same, but the way of asking the question is different. Okay, in two styles they have asked the question. So one way is what? A student diluted the ethanol with alkaline KMNO4. So what chemical compound is formed? Okay, and why it is formed? And the second is the process of converting ethanol to ethanoic acid is called oxidation reaction. Why? So what is the answer to be written for this particular question? Okay, so we'll see the answer now. So the process, okay. So here the alkaline what potassium permanganate. Okay, the alkaline potassium permanganate. What is the role of this KMNO4, students? So as I have discussed in the previous classes, KMNO4 is a strong or good oxidizing agent. Okay, we know now what is oxidizing agent, what is reducing agent, what is oxidation, what is reduction. Okay, so in our previous classes we have seen all these things. Okay, what is oxidation, what is reduction, what is the meaning of good oxidizing agent, what is the meaning of good reducing agent. Okay, so KMnO4 is a good oxidizing agent. Okay, it is a good oxidizing agent. So what is the role of oxidizing agent? It oxidizes other and itself undergoes reduction. Okay, so what is the role of oxidizing agent? It oxidizes other and itself undergoes reduction. So KMnO4, it adds up the oxygen atom. So ethanol is C2H5OH. Okay. So C2H5OH. So they have written as CH3CH2OH. So you can write it like this also, or you can write it like this also. See here, carbon, two carbons, then five hydrogens and OH, right? So it is ethanol. So ethanol, when you treat it with, either you can treat it with alkaline KMnO4 or you can treat it with K2Cr2O7. What is K2Cr2O7? Potassium chromate. Okay, potassium dichromate. Potassium dichromate. Okay, and if you heat it, so either you have to take a alkaline KMnO4 or you have to take a acidic medium of potassium dichromate. Okay, either of one. So what you will get? You will get acetic acid, or that is ethanol. Okay, you get what? Ethanol. So that is CH3 ethanoic acid. Okay, CH3COOH. Okay. You can see, yes. So ethanoic acid. So what is happening in the reactant and in the product? What you can see the observation, you can see there is addition of oxygen. One extra oxygen is added in the product, right? So this is called as what? This process of converting the ethanol, that is the alcohol, to carboxylic acid. So what we are doing here, we are converting our alcohol to carboxylic acid. Okay, to carboxylic acid in the presence of or by using the oxidizing agent, strong oxidizing agent. Either you can take alkaline KMnO4 or you can take a acidic potassium dichromate. Okay, so we are converting from ethanol to ethanoic acid. Okay, we are converting from ethanol to ethanoic acid. Okay, so this is the process. So process of converting the ethanol to ethanoic acid is called as oxidation reaction. What it is called as oxidation reaction. So what does oxidizing agent do? It has the capacity. It is capable of adding the oxygen to other substances. As I have mentioned, what is the role of oxidizing agent? It oxidizes others and itself undergoes reduction. Okay. So what oxidizing agent do? It adds the oxygen. Okay. It adds oxygen to the other substances and thus oxidation reaction takes place. And thus what reaction takes place? Oxidation reaction takes place. Okay. So this is the role of oxidizing agent. So alkaline potassium permanganate, what it does, it oxidizes your ethanol to ethanoic acid. Okay. And oxidizing agents, what it does, it adds up the oxygen to the other substances. So thus oxidation reaction. Okay, so those oxidation reaction takes place, right? So this is the reaction you have to mention. I hope this is clear. Okay, so the sentence and 1 mark for the question. Okay, for the reaction. So like this. Okay, so like this conditions should be written. So like this is the way you have to answer this particular question. Okay, I hope you are getting these things right. So next question is, how will you test the gas formed when a piece of sodium is added to ethanol? Okay, how will you test the gas formed when a piece of sodium is added to ethanol? Write the chemical equation for this process. Okay, or the other question asked is, a compound with a molecular formula C2H6O is used as a solvent. Okay, it is used as a solvent and a fuel. It reacts with sodium to form a colorless flammable gas. Okay, it reacts with the sodium to form a colorless flammable gas. Identify this compound and write the equation. Okay, identify the compound and write the chemical equation for this gas production. So you have to mention the your equation for this gas production. So what is happening here? Alcohol is there. Okay. So there is a alcohol, ethanol, ethanol. So what is ethanol? Ethanol is CH3, CH2OH. Okay, ethanol is CH3, CH2OH. So what is done? A piece of sodium. Sodium is a metal. Okay, it is a highly reactive metal. So what we are doing? We are taking ethanol and we are adding sodium metal to that. Okay. So they have asked, so when you add sodium metal to the ethanol, there is a gas which is escaping out, okay, or the gas is formed. So which is this gas? So by writing the chemical equation, you have to mention these things, okay. So ethanol, so to ethanol, okay, to sodium, okay, what you get 2 CH3, CH2O, Na, okay. You get what? Sodium ethoxide. What you get sodium ethoxide. Okay, sodium ethoxide plus hydrogen gas will be liberated. So which gas is released? The hydrogen gas is released. Okay, so this is the sodium ethoxide which is formed. So when alcohols, when they react with the active metal like sodium, so sodium is a active metal. So when alcohols they react with the active metals like sodium, they release a gas which is hydrogen gas. So what type of gas is released? A hydrogen gas is released. So gas, what it does, it makes a pop sound. Okay, so when the sodium and ethanol gets reacted, okay, when they react, when they get burned, a pop sound is occurred. So this pop sound represents the liberation of hydrogen gas. So hydrogen gas will be escaped out. Okay, the arrow upwards means that the gas is liberated. What it means? It means that the gas is liberated. Okay, so this is the meaning of this particular sentence. Fine. Okay. Okay. Next, compound A having the molecular formula C2H6O. So there is a compound, okay, a compound is there with a molecular formula A, okay, and the molecular formula of that compound is C2H6O. So this compound, it reacts with the alkali, okay, that is alkali KMNO4, that is alkaline KMNO4, that is potassium permanganate, to form a compound B, okay. And this B, the compound which is formed, compound B, it is having the odor of vinegar, okay, it is having the odor of vinegar. So A reacts with hydrochloric acid. Okay. That is sorry, hydro sulfuric acid. Okay. So it reacts with the sulfuric acid to form C. So you have to identify. So you have to write the reaction and identify what is A, what is B, and what is C. So this particular question is for 2 marks. So you have to write the suitable equations. You have to write what? You have to write the suitable equations. Okay. So what is there? So there is a compound A. Now, what is this compound A? They have given the molecular formula. So from molecular formula, we have to we have to identify which is the compound A. So just see the compound. Where is the molecular formula? It is C2H6O. Okay. So C2H6O is C2H5OH. Yes. Is it resembles your C2H6O? Yes, it is the ethanol. So what is your starting your compound A? So your compound A is your ethanol. So what is your compound A? Compound A is ethanol. So ethanol, when it reacts with your KMNO4, alkaline KMNO4. So in the previous first one, right, for first reaction we have seen when it reacts with alkaline KMnO4 and when you heat it, what it forms? It forms ethanoic acid, that is CH3COOH. Okay, you get CH3COOH. Fine, you get ethanoic acid. Now, so this is the compound B. So which is the compound B? So compound B is your ethanoic acid. Compound B is ethanoic acid. Now, what is happening? So compound B, ethanoic acid, it has the smell of a, or it has a smell of vinegar. So this compound B, okay, fine. Okay, so the reaction is this much only. So compound B, so compound A, okay, reacts with alkaline KMnO4. When you heat it, you get a ethanoic acid. Now, compound A, what is compound A? Ethanol, C2H5OH. Okay, ethanol, it reacts with your H2SO4, that is sulfuric acid. Okay, concentrated sulfuric acid, and you get C. So what you get when you heat, when you take a alcohol and you react it with acid, okay, what is happening? Your alcohol, okay, the alcohol will be protonated. Okay, the alcohol will be protonated and it will form a, water molecule. Okay, so it will leave as a water molecule. So there will be loss of water molecule. So what it forms? It forms a alkene. What it forms? Alkene is formed. So this is a alkene which is formed plus water molecule is left. So whenever you have a alcohol, due to the presence of sulfuric acid, this acid will protonate. Okay, the acid will protonate your alcohol. Okay, and this water molecule will is a good living group. So it will leave. Okay, forming a alkene. So these are the reactions you have to mention. So what is A? A is ethanol, B is ethanoic acid, and what is C? C is ethene. C is ethene. Okay, so you have to mention. So what they have asked, identify A, B, and C. So you have to write like that. A is ethanol, B is ethanoic acid, and C is ethene. Okay, so like this, it should be clearly mentioned. It should be clearly mentioned. Okay, so whatever the question is asked, you have to answer it thoroughly. Fine. Okay, so this was the question. Okay, moving forward. So shall we move for the next question, students? Yes, shall we move for the next questions? Yes, so now we are going for the 14th question. Okay, yes, 14th question. So second member of alcohol. So which is the second member of alcohol? The first is methanol. First is methanol. Second is what? Second is ethanol. Okay. Second is ethanol. So when you have carbon number as 2, so the second member of alcohol, that is ethanol. A, it produces C gas. Okay. So A is what? A is your ethanol. That is C2H5OH. Okay. C2H5OH, that is your second member of gas. Okay, it produces a gas. So it produces some gas. Okay, when it reacts with a dehydrating compound. Now, what is a dehydrating compound? Dehydration. What do you mean by dehydration? Loss of water molecule. Okay, what is dehydration? Loss of water. Okay, loss of water molecule or loss of water is a meaning of what? Dehydration. Okay, so which is a dehydrating agent? So we can make use of H2SO4. Okay, concentrated H2SO4. So when we make use of concentrated H2SO4, your OH, okay, it will get protonated and it will leave as a water molecule. So it will leave as a water molecule. So what you get? You get CH2 double bond CH2 plus H2O. Okay, plus H2O. Fine. So this is the reaction. Now, so write the equation for this reaction and identify what is A, B, and C. Now, what is A? A is your ethanol. Okay. What is B? B is your dehydrating compound, that is H2SO4. And C is a gas, so ethene. So ethene is a gas which is produced when ethanol reacts with H2SO4. Okay. So you have to mention A, B, and C. What are A, B, and C? Okay. So this is a 2 marks question. Fine. Is it clear? Is it clear? Are these questions clear? Shall we move further? Yes, students, shall we move further? If you have any doubts, please leave your doubts in the comment. Okay, in the chat box, you can drop your doubts there. Okay. Okay, fine. So moving further, 15th question. Okay, we are moving for 15th question. So the compound, so there is a compound. So they have given a compound. So which is a compound? It is CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH2. It is formed by the chemical reaction between two different compounds. So this is a compound which is formed when two different compounds, that is A and B, are uh, when they undergo a chemical reaction. So A and B, when they undergo a chemical reaction, they form the compound C, that is CH3, C double bond O, O, CH2, CH3. Okay. So they have asked to find what is A and what is B. What is A, what is B. Okay. So the question is what is A and what is B. So this is a question asked for 2 marks. Or okay, or the other way of asking this particular question is name the chemicals used in the preparation of the compound. Okay, that is CH3, C double bond O, CH2, CH2. Write the molecular formula. So they have asked write the molecular formula of A and B. Okay, so this is another question. Next question. What is esterification reaction? Write a chemical equation and what are its uh, application. Okay. Now this, whenever you have C double bond O, okay. So this is a ester formation. Okay. This is a ester formation. So this type of compounds which are formed, it is a ester compound. What it is? It is called as ester compounds. Okay. Fine. So what is esterification? Okay, esterification reactions are those reactions when alcohols and acid, that is carboxylic acid, reacts. Okay, when in the presence of acid, they give you what? Ester. So esterification reactions are those reactions where alcohol and carboxylic acid reacts in the presence of acid. Okay, that is your H2SO4 acid to give you ester. What it gives you? It gives you ester. Okay, fine. So write the chemical equation and what are its applications. So these are the different ways of asking this particular question. Okay, so these are the different type, or the question can be asked as write the chemical reaction in which ethanol and ethanoic acid reacts in the presence of an acidic reagent. So these are the four. Okay, one, two, three, four. So four different ways of asking a particular question. Okay, please note it down. So what is the answer? Okay. So as I have told you, what is esterification reaction? So the esterification reactions, they take place between a carboxylic acid, okay, a carboxylic acid and a alcohol. Okay. Carboxylic acid and alcohol in the presence of a acid like H2SO4. Okay, concentrated acid like H2SO4, and you get what? You get a ester. So this is a chemical equation. So for the explanation, 1 mark, and for the chemical equation, 1 mark. So what is this? This is ethanoic acid. Okay. So what is A and B? A is ethanoic acid and B is ethanol. Okay. B is ethanol. So first equation is clear. Okay. That is what are A and B? Okay. And what type of reaction is going on? It is undergoing a esterification reaction. Okay, so this is clear. Now name the chemicals used in the preparation of compound, write the molecular formula. So this is also clear. Okay, so molecular formula is written and what type of reaction is it is undergoing? It is undergoing a esterification reaction. Okay, so this is the meaning of writing. So ethanoic acid plus ethanol in the presence of acidic catalyst gives you ester. So esters. So what are the properties of these esters? So these esters, okay, they are sweet smelling. Okay, they are sweet smelling substances which is used in the preparations of aromatics and flavoring. So for flavoring purposes and all, your esters are used. Okay, and they are used in saponification process. What do you mean by saponification, students? In the preparation of soaps. Okay, in the preparation of soaps. So in the preparation of soaps, okay, that is called as saponification. Okay, saponification. So in the process of saponification, we use what? We use uh, ester. Okay, fine. Coming for the next question, the four carbon ester. Okay, so there is a four carbon ester E which reacts with NaOH. Okay, it reacts with the NaOH to form the alcohol F and the sodium salt G. So where is the chemical reaction that takes place here, and identify which is E, F and G, and write the chemical reaction, and write what? Write the chemical reaction. Fine. Okay. So now can you tell me how to write this? So the four ester E. Okay, what is the four esters here? CH3, C double bond O, CH2 and CH3. Count the number of carbon atoms. Number of carbon atoms are 1, 2, 3 and 4. So the four carbon ester, okay, this is a four carbon ester. So this is what? Ethyl, methyl, ester. Okay, it is a ethyl methyl ester. Fine. So this ethyl methyl ester, so what it does, so it reacts with sodium hydroxide, okay, to form F. What is F? F is your ethanol. It is your ethanol. And what is your G? It forms a sodium methoxide. Okay, it forms sodium methoxide salt. Okay, it forms a salt of sodium methoxide. Okay, so E is your ester. Okay, it converts back to form ethanol, F, and sodium salt of carboxylic acid, that is sodium acetate, or it is called as sodium acetate. So I'll write the name sodium acetate. Okay. So this process where it is used, okay, this process is used in the manufacture of soap, which is called as saponification process. Okay, so this is the reaction. This is a reaction where we can prepare the soaps. Okay, that is saponification. Okay, so don't get confused. So you have to think and write the answer. Okay, so there are different ways of asking the question you have seen now. So for one particular question also, okay, so there are different ways of asking that. Okay, so like this, the question can be twisted. Fine. Next question. Which of the following hydrocarbons? So these are the hydrocarbons C2H6, C3H8, okay, C3H6, C2H2 and CH4 undergo addition hydro reaction. Okay, explain with suitable reason. Or what is hydrogenation of oils? What are its industrial application? Other way of asking the question. This is for 3 marks. So the question is for 3 marks. And the compound C2H4 undergoes hydrogenation reaction in the presence of nickel catalyst. Where is the action used? Okay. So C3 and H6, C3H6 and C2H2 undergo addition reaction. Unsaturated hydrocarbons become saturated hydrocarbons when you add hydrogen. Suppose when you have a triple bond. Okay, this is a triple bond. So when you add hydrogen here, so what will happen here? In the presence of nickel as a catalyst, yes, nickel as a catalyst and hydrogen. So what will happen? You will get a double bond. Okay, you will get what? You will get a double bond. So what is happening here? One bond is broken and two hydrogens are added. Again, for this ethene, okay, that is CH2 double bond CH2. If you add what? If you add a molecule of H2, if you add a molecule of H2 in the presence of nickel as a catalyst, what you will get now? You will get single bond. Okay, so like this, you get what? Single bond. So whenever you have a saturated, so hydrogenation reactions are those reactions wherein you are converting the unsaturated hydrocarbons into saturated hydrocarbons by adding the hydrogens, by adding the hydrogen in the presence of catalyst. So which catalyst can be used? Palladium, PD. Okay, palladium can be used, or nickel catalyst can also be used. Okay, so palladium catalyst or nickel catalyst can be used. So this reaction, it is called as hydrogenation. Hydrogenation means what? addition of hydrogen. Hydrogenation means addition of hydrogen. Okay. So it is undergoing hydrogenation. So hydrogenation of vegetable oil. So unsaturated hydrocarbons are converted into saturated hydrocarbons by undergoing hydrogenation reaction. Okay. Okay. Next question. Okay. 18th question. Which vegetable oils or animal fats do you use in your home or healthy cooking? Give a suitable reason. So this question is asked for 2 marks. So which is the vegetable oils which we are making use in our cooking for cooking? Yes. And you have to give the reason why you are using that. Okay. So we use what? We use vegetable oils in cooking. Okay. Because it is healthy. So oils are unsaturated and liquid. Unsaturated oils, they are easily to digest. Okay, whenever you have unsaturated oils, these oils are easier to digest because they are having more active chemically. So because these unsaturated compounds, they are more active chemically. So because of this reason, we use vegetable oils, okay, for our good health, for a good purpose, okay, for the, so that our health do not get upset, okay, so that we live healthy. So we make use of vegetable oils for cooking. Okay. So this is the reason. So this things you have to mention. Okay. Again, so applicative type question again. Okay. So you have a compound X. So this compound X is distilled with H2SO4 at 443 Kelvin. So what you have to do? So the compound is ethanol. Okay, the compound is ethanol. So ethanol compound, when you treat it with your H2SO4, you get a compound Y. So that is your ethene. What you get? You get a compound E. So this is a dehydration reaction. Okay. Now Y. Okay, this ethene, it undergoes what? It undergoes hydrogenation to give you compound Z. So what is Z? It forms a ethane. Okay, it forms ethane. So from ethane, it gets converted into ethene. So this ethane, when you it burns to produce two molecules of carbon dioxide. So when ethane, okay, when ethane reacts with oxygen, it forms two molecules of carbon dioxide and water molecule, okay, and heat and light. So ethane, that is hydrocarbon. So this is hydrocarbons. Okay, when hydrocarbons react with oxygen, they form carbon dioxide, water molecule, heat and light is produced. Okay, so what is X, Y, and Z? So X is your ethanol. Okay, Y is your ethane, Z is your ethene, and Z is your ethane. Okay, so this is X, Y, and Z. So like this, you have to write the answer. So this is a bit applicative, tricky. Okay, tricky type of question which is asked. Okay, this is asked. This we have seen. Okay, go for 21st question. An organic compound with the formula C3H6O has two different structure. Okay, so when you have okay, what we have seen, what is structural formula? Okay, so they have same molecular formula, but the structural are different. Okay, the structures are different. So identify the relation between the two and write their formula and their IUPAC name. So C3. C3 means it is a three carbon. So 1, 2, 3. Then this is CH2, CH beta. Okay, CH, C, C, C. So CH3. So 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. So it is a propanol. So it is what? It is a propanol. So you have to write what now? So this particular has two structures. So this is a one structure. Another structure it can be at CH3, C double bond O, C. So see here now, yes. So this is also, so this is a aldehyde. So this is propanol. Okay, so this is a propanol aldehyde and this is a propanol. This is a what? A ketone. So this is a ketone and this is a aldehyde and this is a aldehyde. Understood? Okay. So like this. So there is an organic compound which is having a molecular formula and it has two different structures. So using this molecular formula, we have to write the structures. Okay. Okay. Next question. Ravi used sodium salt of long chain carboxylic acids. Raju used sodium salt of sulfonic acids to clean soft clothes in soft water. Who among them has chosen the best method? Explain with suitable reason. So this is a question based of cleansing action of soap. Okay. Next is when Suma washed her clothes using soap water in the well water behind her house, she notices that the dirt in the water does not wash off and leaves a stain. What is the reason for this? What is the correct course of action to overcome this problem? Okay. Or the question is framed as why do micelles form when soaps are added to water? Do micelles also form in other solvents such as ethanol? Or why is it necessary to rub the clothes after adding soap to clean them? How do soaps remove dirt like oil grease? So these are the questions. Okay, so different frames. So frames of questions asked for 3 marks. Okay, so first we'll study about what are soaps. So as we have discussed about soaps, so soaps are nothing but these are the salts. Okay, these are the salts of carboxylic acids. Okay, these are the sodium or potassium salts of long chain of carboxylic acid. So this is a carboxylic acid, salt of carboxylic acid, which is a long chain, which is having a long chain. Okay. Next, the ionic end of the soap, they react with the water molecule while the carbon chain, it reacts with the dirt part, that is your oil part. Okay. Thus, the soap molecules, they form structures which is called as micelles. What it is called as? It is called as micelles. The hydrocarbon end of the soap molecules is towards the oil doped, that is your dirt, and the ionic end will move towards the water. Okay, that is towards the outside. So it forms a emulsion in water. So whenever you add oil, what do you mean by emulsion in water? Whenever you add oil to the water, you can see the droplet is floating. Yes, it will not get mixed. Okay, whenever you add oil in the water, the droplet will not get mixed. Okay, it will be floating. So it forms a emulsion in water. Thus, the soap micelles, they remove the dirt, okay, in the water and the clothes can be washed clean. So this is the cleansing action of. Okay, so this is a cleansing action of soap. Okay, so it is a long chain of fatty acid. Okay, so one end you have a hydrophobic chain, another end you have a hydrophilic chain. So whatever the ionic end of soap, it will react with the water, while the hydrophobic chain, it will be attached to the dirt part. Okay, so whatever the hydrocarbon end of the soap is there, it will be associated and it forms a micelle-like formation. Okay, and thus whatever the soap micelle is formed, it will help in removing the dirt. Okay, and from the that is dirt from the dirt in the water and clothes can be washed cleanly. Okay, so this is the action of your soap. Next is detergent. Okay, next is detergents. What are detergents? These are when soaps reacts with calcium and magnesium salts, which is present in hard water, it creates a water insoluble residue that cannot be cleaned and remain undissolved even after washing with water. So soap should be used in large quantity. Detergents are used as cleaners to overcome this problem. So whenever you have soaps, so soaps are nothing but sodium and potassium salt of carboxylic acid. But these detergents, okay, they when the soaps when they react with the calcium and magnesium salts which are present in water, okay, hard water consists of your magnesium and calcium salt. So when these soap, when they react with the calcium and magnesium salts which are present in the hard water, they form a water insoluble residue. Okay, it won't get soluble in the water, so it forms a insoluble residue, and this residue cannot be cleaned. Okay, and it remains like that only even after washing in water, it will remain same. So you have to avoid using detergents, okay, because detergents is used as a cleaner. Okay, we don't use detergents all the time. Okay, we use soap in large quantity. So detergents are usually, they are made up of sodium salts of sulfonic acids or ammonium salts of chloride or bromide ions. Okay, and both these compounds, that is your soaps as well as detergent, they consist of long chain of hydrocarbons. So that whatever the charge ends are there, they do not form non-hydrolyzable bonds with the calcium or magnesium ions of hard water. Okay, and these are even effective even in hard water. So whatever the hydrophobic chain, hydrophilic ends are there, so these ends are even active in the hard water. Okay, so detergents are usually used to make shampoo. So where these detergents are used, these detergents are used in making the shampoos and clothes cleaning products. Okay, so this is the role and usage of the detergents. Okay, the some more points of about the soap detergent. Soap may be sufficient to clean clothes in soft water. Okay, soap, it is sufficient. Okay, it is sufficient to clean the clothes in soft water, but detergents are good cleaners. Okay, so Ravi uses soaps while Raju is using detergent. Okay, so the answer for the 23rd question, what we are dealing. Okay, and these detergents, they should be used for cleaning in mild hard water. So where we can use detergent, when you have mild hard water, that time you can use detergent. Scrubbing and washing in water helps the soap mishal to dislodge the dirt in water. So if you're when you're washing the clothes, okay, you scrub it, you wash it, right? So because of that soap mishal formation, whatever the dirt is associated, that will be cleaned off. Okay. So soap is soluble in other solvent also. It is soluble in alcohol, that is ethanol. So because of that reason, no mishals is formed in alcohol. Okay. So these are the points to be written. Is it clear? Yes. So we have seen the important questions from this particular chapter. Okay. Is it clear? Whatever the things are told, is it clear, students? Yes, okay, fine. So if you have any doubts, please ask it in the chat box. Okay. So this completes the chapter alcohols, that is your carbon and its compounds. Okay. So we have completed in the previous sessions. Okay, we have completed the chemical reactions and equation chapter. We have completed acid, bases, and salts, and this carbon and its compounds. Okay. So next we are going to start with metals and non-metals. Okay, next we are going to start with metals and non-metals in our next class. So if you have any doubts regarding today's session or about this chapter, you can ask me. Okay, so metals and non-metals, I'll be starting in the next class. So please study, okay, go through the chapter, that is metals and non-metals. Okay, so that it will be very, if you answer, okay, if you answer, it will be the session will be more interactive. Okay, things will be uh, understood better. Okay, the things can be understand. It can be understood better. Okay, no doubts. Yes, no doubts. So homologous series. Okay, homologous series. Then your what is unsaturated, saturated compounds. Okay, then your this the reactions. Okay, so these are very important. So these types of chemical reactions and all, then isomerism, structural isomerism. Okay. So these are very important. Fine. So, and cleansing action of soap. So these are the concepts which are very important from this particular chapter. So we have seen all the important things from this particular chapter. Okay, fine. So if there is no doubt, so I shall end the session here. So we'll be meeting in the next week. Fine. I hope uh, you are studying. Okay, please study. So whatever the important things are there, whatever is being told, go through that and keep revising the things. Okay, fine. So I shall end the session here. We'll meet in the next week. Thank you. Have a good weekend.